Big story tonight, Texas Governor Gov Abbott calling local law enforcement to the border. The governor says a migration crisis is surging demand for jailers ready to keep Texans safe. But in the midst of a pandemic, many departments may not have staff to spare. Tonight, our Hannah King checks in with Brazos Valley officials on the new request.
Lucky to be maintaining the staff they have, many jails across the Brazos Valley say sending help to the border is just not something they can do at this time. Many local county jails say they are staffed just enough as it is, without much wiggle room to send a surplus of detention officers to the border at this time.
Still short staffed, but we have the ones we have here are the ones we need here. We can't let anybody go.
Lieutenant Randy Rodriguez, who works at Milam County's jail, says they are struggling to maintain staffing in general, similarly to any business during this time.
In this area, I would be hard pressed to say that we would have many people that would be able to go without causing some detrimental loss of minimum staffing.
And it's not just our neighbors to the west who are facing this issue. Many counties in our area echo this challenge.
Right now in the jail, we currently have 17 vacancies, and that's something that's going on statewide. We're needing help ourselves.
As of right now, Milam and Brazos County say they have not been contacted by the governor's office for this statewide request.
If we got a specific request, we may be able to sit down and try to figure out if there was something that we could do. But at this time, the staffing shortage is so great that we're just doing well to take care of the operations here.
Governor Abbott's request comes on the heels of remnants of pandemic recruiting struggles.
Coupled with finding qualified applicants, the pandemic, people not wanting to leave their home, it made it difficult to try to find more applicants. We've been very lucky that we've been able to keep a core base of employees.
We're actually making some headway, but we have turnover that's just pretty on par with what's across the state. But once you get in a deficit, it's kind of hard to climb back out of that.
State standards are 1 detention officer per 48 inmates, and proper staffing remains top priority. Staffing in place is to maintain that standard, and to go anything below that ratio is simply not allowed. Reporting in Brazos County, Hannah King, KRHD News.
So just how bad has the pandemic been on jails and prisons across Texas? Well, the Texas Department of Criminal Justice says the pandemic has made shortages worse. In October 2020, the department had a staffing shortage of 5,500 personnel, with 22% of jails and prisons being understaffed. The TDCJ says several correction units across Texas are operating with less than 50% of the required staff. And so far, there have been over 34 positive cases of COVID-19 among Texas inmates, with over 580,000 coronavirus tests given since the start of the pandemic. And at the border, more than 1 million migrants have crossed into the U.S. from Mexico since October. The Department of Homeland Security says this surpasses the 2019 border arrest figures, with 3 months still left in the fiscal year. The milestone takes into account the arrests made at the border over a 21-day average. One federal border official reports agents have encountered more than 6,300 people crossing the border on average every day in June.